Something about this story doesn't just feel strange, it feels wrong. The kind of wrong that crawls under your skin and refuses to leave. Because what started as a random Instagram clip, a few seconds of someone casually showing blood vials, has now spiraled into a disturbing internet mystery filled with occult symbols, resurfaced messages, cult connections, and a trail of questions that keeps getting darker the deeper you go. And the center of this storm? A woman who publicly presents herself as private, religious, and deeply conservative, yet whose digital past seems to whisper a completely different story. The internet is now asking a question nobody expected. Was that viral video just a harmless medical post, or something far more sinister hiding in plain sight?
I dream, therefore, of a primeval devil religion whose rites are carried on secretly.
One forces through microneedling. It is an extraction from a piece of skin that came from a young person.
The moment that clip surfaced online, people froze. Because what viewers saw wasn't just unusual, it was unsettling. In the video, Erika Kirk calmly shows off dozens of small vials filled with blood. Not one, not two, dozens. The caption claimed they were simply routine blood tests taken after the birth of her second child. Nothing strange, nothing dramatic, just a medical procedure. But the internet immediately started noticing details that didn't add up. And once people began looking closely, the entire situation started to unravel. The biggest contradiction hit immediately. Erika and her husband Charlie had spent years emphasizing their privacy. They carefully controlled what the public saw. Not a single pregnancy photo had ever been posted online. No hospital photos, no maternity pictures, nothing. Yet suddenly, the same person who refused to show a baby bump was publicly displaying bags of blood vials on Instagram for the entire world to see. And that contradiction alone raised a chilling question. Why hide the most normal moments of motherhood, but proudly show something so disturbing? The timing only made things more suspicious. Because right before this clip began circulating, political commentator Candace Owens had just released an episode discussing alleged elite symbolism connected to Baal worship and occult imagery. The discussion referenced powerful people, secret rituals, and coded symbolism used by elite circles. And suddenly, right after that conversation gained attention, this eerie blood vial video resurfaced. Coincidence? Maybe. But the internet doesn't stop at maybe.
You know Jeffrey Epstein, his bank accounts.
What is
he named it Baal, like the demon.
Oh, Baal.
Like the demonic
like
god.
Baal, that's yeah.
That god. Ancient Babylonians, they used to kill and eat to this god family.
Almost immediately, older Instagram posts began resurfacing. Screenshots, clips, archived photos people had saved years earlier. Internet investigators began analyzing every frame of the video, every object, every gesture, every movement, like it was evidence in a crime scene. And what they noticed first was the sheer number of blood samples. Medical professionals started speaking up. One licensed lab technician wrote online that the number of vials shown in the video made absolutely no sense. Routine testing doesn't require that much blood. In fact, most lab tests can be run from just a few vials, sometimes even just drops. Yet the video appeared to show dozens of them, all collected at once. Another medical worker, a nurse with 20 years of experience, explained that even a full workup normally uses about 6 tubes with different colored caps. Not dozens, not bags filled with blood containers. So if those weren't routine blood tests, then what were they? The details in the video only made things more unsettling, because Erika herself is seen handling the vials, casually placing them into a plastic bag with bare hands. No gloves, no medical professional nearby, no clinical environment, just someone casually bagging blood samples as if it were normal. But in a hospital setting, blood handling follows strict protocols. Medical staff collect the samples, they seal them, they transport them. Patients do not handle bags of blood themselves. Which brings us to another strange visual detail people couldn't ignore: hand signals. At one point in the video, viewers noticed a particular hand gesture, 2 fingers pointing upward, 2 pointing downward. Internet sleuths immediately recognized the symbolism, because in occult traditions, that exact gesture is associated with the Baphomet pose, representing the phrase as above, so below. A phrase tied to esoteric teachings suggesting the spiritual world mirrors the physical world. And suddenly, what looked like a random video started looking like a coded message. The rabbit hole only deepened when people people remembered another moment from Erika's past. During Charlie's memorial service, she flashed a hand gesture that was explained publicly as sign language for "I love you." Technically true, but people began asking an uncomfortable question. Why had she never used sign language publicly before or since? Why only that one moment? Then there was the photograph that used to exist on her Instagram, a Father's Day post showing the hand of her baby daughter, positioned in a very unusual way. At first glance, it looked like a harmless okay gesture, but critics pointed out something unsettling. In certain occult circles, the touching thumb and index finger with 3 extended fingers can symbolize the number 666. Was it intentional? Was it coincidence? Or was it something else entirely? The questions kept multiplying. Then people noticed something even stranger. Marks on Erika's hands. Small symbols, almost like tattoos or brandings, visible in multiple photos. One of them appeared eerily similar to the symbol associated with Saturn, a symbol often linked in conspiracy circles to secret societies and occult symbolism. And the second mark? Nobody could identify it yet. And just when people thought the story couldn't get any darker, the past started resurfacing. Old relationships, old messages, old connections. Because the deeper people dug into Erika Kirk's history, the stranger the puzzle became. Allegations started resurfacing involving a controversial Romanian charity project known as Romanian Angels, a project that supposedly partnered with an organization called United Hands Romania, an organization connected to a woman named Renee Crossman. And according to reports, Crossman had ties to one of the most infamous cult movements in modern religious history, the Children of God sect, originally founded by evangelist David Berg, a group whose history includes disturbing accusations involving exploitation and abuse. And suddenly people began asking a chilling question. Why does Erika Kirk keep appearing around organizations, individuals, and environments that seem to carry these disturbing shadows? Was it coincidence, bad judgment, or something darker hiding just beneath the surface? Because when you start connecting the dots, the blood video, the symbols, the resurfaced posts, the strange marks, the controversial charity connections, a pattern begins to emerge. And patterns rarely happen by accident. And just when the story seemed strange enough already, another piece of the puzzle surfaced, one that made people stop scrolling and start digging even deeper. Because buried in the internet archives were screenshots of alleged text conversations from years earlier, messages that suddenly forced people to re-examine everything they thought they knew about Erika Kirk's past. The texts reportedly dated back to 2013. At the time, Erika was in her mid-20s. The other person in the conversation? A 15-year-old girl. And when those messages began circulating again, the tone of the conversation immediately raised eyebrows. Compliments about the girl's features, her eyes, her lips, her skin. Words that many people online felt crossed a line between encouragement and something far more uncomfortable. Screenshots showed Erika praising the teenager's appearance repeatedly, calling her stunning, complimenting her beauty, and continuing the exchange in a way critics described as inappropriate for an adult speaking to a minor. The girl responded emotionally, even saying the compliments were making her cry. The interaction, according to people analyzing the messages, looked less like professional communication and more like personal flattery. And that's where the questions exploded again. Because critics immediately asked, why would a grown adult be privately messaging a minor like that? Why was the teenager allegedly encouraged to participate in a photo shoot without her parents' knowledge? And why had none of this ever been publicly addressed? For many observers, the resurfaced messages added another layer to the growing pattern of controversies surrounding Erika's past. But the internet didn't stop there. Because the deeper people searched, the more connections they believed they were finding. Old acquaintances began getting mentioned again. One of the names that resurfaced was Erika's former boyfriend, Cabot Phillips, a social media personality whose unusual tattoo became part of the online discussion. According to screenshots shared by investigators online, Phillips reportedly had a pizza slice tattoo on the inside of his lip. To most people, that might sound like a random or even funny tattoo. But in certain conspiracy communities, pizza imagery has been repeatedly linked to coded language connected to controversial scandals involving powerful figures. Whether that connection meant anything real or was simply internet speculation remains unclear, yet the symbolism added fuel to an already growing fire of suspicion. But the most disturbing discovery, according to investigators following the story, came from Erika's charity work in Romania. Years earlier, Erika had launched a project called Romanian Angels, which she presented publicly as a humanitarian effort helping orphaned children. On the surface, the project appeared noble and compassionate, compassionate. But critics began pointing out something troubling: the organization Erika partnered with during that mission, United Hands Romania. The organization was reportedly run by Renee Crossman, a woman who openly acknowledged being connected to a controversial religious movement known as the Children of God, which later rebranded itself as the Family. The group was founded by evangelist David Berg, whose teachings became infamous for allowing disturbing behavior involving minors. Investigators reviewing interviews noticed something eerie in Erika's own words when she once spoke about the organization. In a recorded discussion, she explained that some of the Romanian orphans didn't trust the woman running the organization. They reportedly felt uneasy accepting gifts from her. That single detail sent chills through people analyzing the story. Why would children in an orphanage distrust the very person running the operation meant to help them? And if Erika herself acknowledged the distrust, why partner with that organization in the first place? Then the timeline introduced another strange twist. Despite all the growing criticism online, Erika continued appearing publicly alongside figures connected to controversial accusations. One example that resurfaced involved Pastor Greg Laurie, who had been named in legal complaints connected to allegations involving abuse cover-ups tied to ministry work in Romania. Even though those claims were still part of legal disputes, critics questioned why Erika would associate herself with figures surrounded by such controversy. For skeptics, the pattern was becoming impossible to ignore. Every time something from Erika's past resurfaced, it seemed to lead to another strange connection, another questionable partnership, another unexplained decision, which brought the conversation back to the original mystery that started everything: the blood vial video. Because now, after examining the strange symbols, the resurfaced messages, the Romania charity connection, the occult speculation, and the unexplained markings on Erika's hands, many online observers were asking the same chilling question. Was that video simply a bizarre misunderstanding, or a glimpse into something much deeper? Critics argued that the symbols, gestures, and imagery appearing in her posts might not be random at all. Some suggested they were subtle signals, messages meant only for people who understood their hidden meaning, a language of symbols that outsiders would dismiss as coincidence. Others insisted the entire controversy was nothing more than internet hysteria, a combination of misinterpretation, speculation, and people connecting dots that weren't really connected. But one thing nobody could deny was this: the more Erika tried to erase parts of her online past, the more those pieces seemed to reappear somewhere else. Deleted posts were archived, old screenshots resurfaced, videos were copied and shared again. And each time something vanished from the internet, it seemed to inspire even more people to search harder. Because once curiosity turns into suspicion, the internet rarely stops digging. So what are we really looking at here? A misunderstood woman whose past is being twisted into conspiracy theories? Or someone whose public image hides a series of secrets that are only now starting to surface? Right now, no one seems to have the final answer. But one thing is certain: the story surrounding Erika Kirk is far from over. And somewhere inside that growing pile of deleted posts, resurfaced messages, and unexplained symbols, there may still be one piece of evidence nobody has discovered yet. And when that piece finally appears, it could change everything.